So, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. It is Wednesday the 31st of December, New Year's Eve. So, I say Merry Christmas because I haven't done an Uber shift now since the 20th, Saturday. That was me last Uber shift. So, in between that, I've just had like pretty much back to back. I honestly didn't realise how many people went away for Christmas until, January or further. But then a lot of people will come back just after Christmas. But then you have a big inflate of people who will go away for the new year as well. So I've been really busy. All my private jobs been bouncing from then. And then I've just kind of obviously just had time off with the family and whatnot. And I thought, right, obviously I'll come out today because it's the busiest day of the year if you're doing private hire, Uber, things like that. So, yeah, I've had a private job already this morning. My plan for today, I've had my private job, I've just got back to Ormskirk, I've topped up, and I'm just about to set off and do an Uber shift. So it's just coming up to 1:45. So I'm going to stay on Uber until about midnight, maybe midnight, thereabouts. And that's because I've then got a private booking, which is Liverpool city centre back to Ormskirk. So that's booked in for 1:30. So if I'm lucky, I might get a job from around this area taking me into Liverpool. Do you know them jobs that I always avoid? I'll try and get one of them going to Liverpool so I'm not driving there empty. I've got like a really good paying job, which is picking up, I think it's like 6 girls on a night out. Coming back from Liverpool, 2 in Kirby, 2 in Maghull and 2 in Ormskirk. So that's going to take me an hour, that job. That then lands me back in Ormskirk for about 2:30. I then need to go on a rapid charger until about 3:30. I've then got another airport job booked in at 4 o'clock, which is Ormskirk. So that's obviously 5, 6. So I'm not going to get home until about 6:30 tomorrow morning now. So it's it's going to be a long one. That's why I was going to come out like an hour or 2 ago. I thought, well, I'll give it a little bit longer. But it's just one of them. It's kind of like I could have come out and done a little bit, done my private job, come out and done a bit more Uber, but I thought like it's not a Saturday. So I was thinking if it was Saturday, as you know, I normally start at about 10 o'clock. But I was thinking I don't want to come out because it's a weekday. Now, granted, I know the majority of people are off, but I obviously know a lot of people who are back in work already. So, yeah, that's pretty much my plan anyway. Just had a little look because this is only the second time I've done New Year's Eve on Uber, because I only joined not last August, the August before, so I only had like a couple of months under my belt really. And I just had a look at my spreadsheet, and I only done 8 hours last New Year, and I was on just shy of £50 an hour for those 8 hours. So I think last year I had like a little bit of a break and then I went home to celebrate the new year with the family and stuff. So yeah, not really doing that this year. I'm just basically going to stay out. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be decent. I've just logged onto the map. When I first logged on it, there was a little bit happening, but now all of Ormskirk is surging already purple. All of Blackpool, Preston, Wigan at the minute is just kind of like pinky orange. It's not really, it's not purple like it is all around Ormskirk. Southport has got loads of surge spots in it as well. So yeah, hopefully it's starting to pick up a little bit. You're going to have people starting to go to house parties a bit early, going out picking up shopping for, food and supplies for parties and whatnot. So yeah, let's see what happens, and I will try and keep you updated on the hour, but it can be a bit of a pain at times. I don't want to stop if it's bouncing to give a bit of an update, because obviously I'm going to lose that bit of a surge job and whatnot. So yeah, I'll see you in. So first hour in, and it's been crap. It basically just highlights to me why I just don't really like working Uber whatsoever. So first little job was little, £4.23. It was a 7-minute job going 3 miles. And I'd basically been waiting for about 5 minutes and nothing was happening, so I thought I'd just take it. I took it out of boredom basically. After that I got a little XL, £9.75. It was 11 minutes going 3.5 miles. And then the hour wasn't far, just about to run out. I probably had about 5 minutes left, if that. And then a priority job popped up, £6.13. It's a 5-minute job going 1.2 miles, which has brought me back into Ormskirk town centre. So I'm on £20.11 for the first hour. So hopefully things will pick up. I know it's only early, don't get me wrong. I wasn't expecting to come out to, you know, like basically like midday and be on like 30, 40, 50 pound an hour. But yeah, it's just really crap, isn't it? Considering the amount of people that's off work and it's New Year's Eve, people are obviously still off for Christmas and everything. It's crap. Another hour update, well technically an hour and 15. It's been so crap. I mean, so crap. I've done 2 jobs. So I've hung around for 5 minutes or so for the first job. That was a £12.29, 11 minutes, 4.7 miles. And then after that, I didn't get my next job for 40 minutes. So jobs were coming up, but they were funny. I was sending them to people. I was getting offered like jobs, £15 to go, 15 minutes to Skem, and then half an hour to St Helens. So you're probably looking at like at least a 50-minute trip, if not longer, for £15.46. I was then offered this one, which I nearly logged off and went home. It was 10 minutes away, going 35 minutes into Liverpool city centre. So you're looking at least 50 minutes, if not longer. £13.88. It's like, are you having a laugh? A Liverpool run for 13 quid, honestly. So basically, yeah, like I said, I waited about 40 minutes. It's just about to do my update, so which would have been £12.29, and then this other job come up for £8.41, which was Ormskirk to basically Maghull services. There's a McDonald's just there. This is where I top up sometimes if I'm desperate. And that was it, just them 2 jobs. So it was around 20 quid, just over £20. So basically like the first hour, but it's been an hour and 15. So the next hour, the next update is only going to be 45 minutes away. It's just really shocking. So I've crossed over the border now, so I can see what's going on in and around Merseyside. Still looks crap. It's just kind of like glowing orangey. Nothing really happening. So yeah, I'm bored to be honest, but I'll keep pushing through and I'll update you shortly. So a little bit of an update. It's been crap. It's now 5 o'clock. So the last update was 3 o'clock? Yeah, I done another half an hour. I stopped for 15 minutes and then I carried on. So basically I nipped home because I was driving past my house. So where was I? 3 o'clock. Go on the Uber app, see what was happening then. Yeah, so after that update, I had a job, Ormskirk to Bersco, £7.12. It was a 5-minute job going 2.3 miles. Then had, I think that's when I then nipped home for a little bit. I came back online at 3:45, waited 15 minutes for a job. I then got a priority, £6.22. It was a 5-minute job going 1.4 miles. After that I had a £6.59, a little 6-minute job going 2.8 miles. I then had a Bersco to Skelmersdale, £10.19. It was a 13-minute job going 5.9 miles. So I dropped him off. That was roughly 25 to 5. So I've then driven back from Skem back to Ormskirk. So in that 25 minutes, I've been offered a couple of little jobs, really crap jobs, just nothing worth doing whatsoever. Yeah, it's just diabolical. It's just really crap. Like when the jobs are coming through, they're just not worth doing. So I'm currently on £70.93, and I've done 4 hours. So I'm only on £17.50 an hour. It's just crap. Now, I know people will say, well, you know, you've come out a little bit early, because technically it's only 5 o'clock. But yeah, it's just crap. It's just, for me, I wish I wouldn't have come out, to be honest. But because I was already out, because I'd done that private job, I thought, well, you know, I might as well stay out now. But, you know, it's just one of them. Hopefully I'm on charge now. I probably didn't have to go on charge for like another hour or so, but I thought, well, if things start to pick up at about 6 o'clock, I then don't want to go and sit on charge for like an hour. So I thought, well, I'll go on charge now, and hopefully things will improve when I come back on in about an hour's time. So yeah, up to now, that's it. Nothing really to report other than it's really crap on New Year's Eve up to now. So yeah, the next update will be about 7ish once I've charged back up again, and hopefully things have picked up. So quick update, it's now 7:20. Stayed on charge until 20 past 6. A little bit longer than what I wanted, but I couldn't be bothered because the fares were so bad. So I carried on anyway, straight into my first job, which was an XL, £10.61. It was a 5-minute job going 1.5 miles. So I thought, not too bad, things are starting to pick up. The job after that, including the £2 tip, was £9.56, 13-minute job for 6 miles. That was Ormskirk to Skem. I then got a job, Skem back to Ormskirk, £7.60. It was a 10-minute job going 4.6 miles. And then I've just done a little surge job, £9.80, 8 minutes, going 3.7 miles. So now I'm back in Ormskirk. So in the last hour, I think it was like £37. So yeah, definitely picked up a lot. That's helped me hourly rating, because that's I'm on £108.50 now, over the 5 hours. So my hourly rating has jumped up to £21.70 now, which was a lot better than that £17.50 I was on. So yeah, hopefully things carry on like this, because it does seem to have got better. You can tell straight away by not just the volume of jobs that are coming through, but like the quality of them. You're not rejecting as many, and you're thinking, oh, that's actually worth doing. Whereas before it was just, you might as well come out and work the weekday. So I'll get back to it anyway. So it's just coming up to 20 past 8. It's been another hour. First job after the last update was an XL. It was only £6 something, but they've given me a £5 tip as well, so I got £11.08. That was a 5-minute job going 1.4 miles. I then had, including a £1 tip, again all these are just in Ormskirk, another XL, £11.78. That was an 8-minute job going 3.2 miles. And then I've just done another XL job, £6.12, 4-minute job going 1.2 miles. So the last hour was about £30 again, but granted, £6 of that was tips, so technically £24, which is crap for a New Year's Eve. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird, because it's kind of like, it's not even surging. It's just kind of a couple of like red and yellow patches. Yeah, and still there's loads of jobs coming through, but the majority of them are like £3.70 or like £4, which obviously I'm just ignoring. I'm just refusing to do jobs like that on New Year's Eve. So I'm purposely just sitting there waiting for at least a £10 job to come up, which is just about getting me to that £30, but it's a bit of a struggle. So I'll catch you in on. So 20 past 9, and this is officially one of the most painful shifts I think I've ever done. So crap. So I sat there before for like 10 minutes, and I ended up accepting a £5.26 job. It was a 3-minute job going 1.6 miles. Purely because I was just so bored. After that, I done a £7.49. That was a 3-minute job going 2.4 miles. And that was it. Another job that I cancelled. So I pulled up at this XL job. And what was weird about it was, I pulled up, you could see the blue dot inside the pub, which was them. So I was waiting there, but it didn't notify the rider. However, it was allowing me to start the job. So I was close enough to start the job, but not close enough for the rider to be notified. So I thought, what's going on here? Because there's definitely signal and everything. So I sent him a message, which I never do. Never send a message. If you don't come out, that's your problem. But I thought, I'll send a message because like I'm here right outside. So I said, hello, you know, I'm outside, lost and found. Sat there, nothing. Sat there, nothing. And obviously I'm not getting paid because they still haven't been notified. So then I clicked on it, I had a little look because it was an XL. Their rating 4.6. I thought, oh, so they're obviously a knob. So I went on to cancel a job, but it was basically blaming me. It was saying, you know, there's a handful of reasons, but it's all the driver's fault. So I started the journey, and then I could click on it, and then you then had a load of options which you could then blame them. So I basically had to click on rider behaviour, because that was the closest one I could have to the rider couldn't be asked to come outside. At the end of the day, if you booked an Uber, you can track it, you get notified to say they're nearly there, they're outside, they're a minute away, and then I message them so it pops up to say I'm outside, and you're thinking, saw them, I'm inside having the time of my life in the pub. So I one-starred them and unpaired myself. So in the past hour, on New Year's Eve, I've made £12.75. Honestly, it's ridiculous. If I didn't have private jobs, I'd go home and I'd just come out and do them, because my first one's not till half one. but it's just so stupid. So I'm currently on 151 and I'm 7 hours in, so I'm on £21 an hour. So just to put this in perspective, again, like I said, it's not, you know, showboating or whatever. My first private job I've got, which is a half one, I'm picking up 6 people. I'm doing 2 drops in Kirby, 2 in Maghull, and 1 drop in Ormskirk, back where I am. So it's a 45-minute trip from picking them up to dropping them off, and I'm getting paid £140 for 45 minutes. Now I know I have to drive there as well, so obviously if you include that, that's an hour and a half. So it's a £140 for an hour and a half work. But I was hoping to get an Uber job into Liverpool, so at least I wasn't driving that way empty. Whereas I've come out and I've done 7 hours for basically the equivalent of what I'm going to get for 1 private job. And bearing in mind, after that I've got another private job. I've had a private job before my shift. So out of them 3 private jobs, I would have made probably triple what I'm on now. So it's just, honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, to put it into perspective, because I've looked at my spreadsheet from last year. I came out and I only done 8 years, and I was on £50 an hour, well, just short. I was on about £49 an hour. So I finished my 8-hour shift on just under £400. I've been out 7 hours now, and I'm on 151. It's just like, I'm laughing because it's so sad, really. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'll carry on just in case I do, you know, I do have 1, maybe 2 good hours. But like I said, I need to go and jump on a rapid charger anyway for about 11:30, midnight at the latest, to obviously charge up to go down for this my first private job. So I've probably got about 2 hours left until that point, and I've got half a tank. So I might as well now I'm out, because if I just go home, I'm just going to sit on the couch for 2 hours. So yeah, let me know how your New Year's Eve went on, because mine's tragic. I've spoken to other drivers, and theirs are tragic as well at the moment. Bearing in mind that Uber sent out the message to all the drivers to say, you know, they're anticipating that drivers are going to be on 1.25 times the normal wage and all this. It feels like I'm on 1.25% or times less what I'm currently on, because as you know, if you've watched all my other videos, which are, granted, they're Saturday videos, you know, I'm on between £30 and £40 an hour. Now I know it's not a Saturday, but it's New Year's Eve. It's the busiest day of the year to be a private hire driver, but this to me is like, at best, a Friday shift. So yeah, I'm bored, so I'll catch you in. So 20 past 10, well 25 past, I've ran over by a couple of minutes. First job I had was an XL, £10.65, 8-minute job, going 3.5 miles. Then had another XL job, £7.98, that was a 6-minute job going 2 miles. Then had an X job, £7.36, 6 minutes going 3.6 miles. And I then had another XL job, which was the group that I dropped off, I don't know, maybe about 2 hours ago at a restaurant, to take them back home. That was £6.67, 4-minute job going 1.5 miles. So I think it was about £32 when I logged off for that hour. So yeah, the hour does seem to be getting better. There does seem to be more of a flow of jobs now, but I feel as though it's come a little bit too late in the shift. You know, because it's 25 past 10, and I've literally got like an hour left, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to salvage the shift, to be honest. Currently on just shy of 184, so I'm hovering around £23 an hour. So yeah, still a little bit crap, to be honest, for what I was expecting, but it is what it is. It's saying it's all surging in and around Ormskirk, so I'll go back on now and see what happens for the last hour. So final update, and my Uber shift has come to an end. So it's 11:30 now, but I finished at 11 o'clock. So I only done when was the last update? It was like 20 past 10. I only done in another 40 minutes. It was just crap. So we're done a job. Where was this? Well, that'll be that same guy from before. So he's given me another £5 tip. So I got, including a £5 tip, it was £11.67, a 4-minute job going 1.5 miles. But technically, it was only £6.67. After that, I done a little £3.76. That was a 2-minute job going 0.7 of a mile. And then I finished on an XL job, which was £8.78. And that was 6 minutes going 2.4 miles. The last hour again was like 23 quid or something. It was just basically just turning over, nothing spectacular. I was offered a job, which was weird. I dropped off my last customer and I was offered a job on the same road. It was 2 minutes away, and it was £20.89, and it was going 3 minutes or exactly 1 mile. I thought, fucking hell, it's nearly £21 for 1 mile. I'll have some of that. So I clicked match on that. I had a little think about it, and I said, oh no, we've paired it with someone else. So I thought, well, that's impossible, because like the only person that's closer to him now is his wife other than me. So I thought, right, okay, I'll wait a sec just in case it pops back up. I didn't want to pull off. So I waited about 30 seconds. Same job comes back up again. Start scrolling across, so I'll match, I'll have that. Surely I'm going to get it. And it comes up saying, no, it's been matched to somebody else. It's just like, so yeah, it was after that I thought, like, I've had enough, because I pulled off from there. It then offered me a job. It was like £3.50 to pick someone up and drop them off in the town centre. I thought, I'm not doing £3.50 jobs at nearly 11 o'clock on New Year's Eve. You can kiss me ass. So yeah, I basically couldn't be bothered after that. So I nipped home for a bit, used the toilet and all that, and then I've went and picked some food up, and I've come and jumped on the rapid charger in preparation for me next private job. So basically, yeah, I finished my Uber shift on a dismal £202 and 43 pence, and I've done 8 hours 45 minutes, or 40 minutes I think it was. So that's coming in at roughly £23 an hour for New Year's Eve. That's less than half of what I made last year. So last year I done 8 hours, so I've done an extra 45 minutes than last year. But last year I finished on just shy of £400. So I've done almost identical hours to last year, identical times, and I've made exactly half. What does that tell you? Tells you Uber's basically plummeted down by 50% in what it's given drivers within 12 months. So don't get me wrong, you know, there's probably a lot more drivers that have joined, but there'll be a lot of drivers that have left, because obviously the way the things are going. But yeah, within 12 months you're getting paid half of what you were getting 12 months ago. So I see a lot of like YouTubers posting, because they've been Uber drivers for years, and they always say, oh, you know, the new people who come on board, and they go, oh, you know, it's booming and all this. Whereas, you know, 2-3 years ago, we were cleaning up, we were making like really good money. And I can see what they're saying, because last year I made 400, which to me is like a really good Saturday night. I'm not far off 400. Whereas I've come out and, you know, today and tonight, I only made £200, which is, it's shocking, to be honest. It's really shocking. So yeah, other than that, when I went and picked some food up, I had a similar encounter to what I had roughly last year as well. So I came out to the kebab shop, and the guy comes over and he was like, all right, mate. And I was like, all right. And then he was like, oh, sorry, I thought you were someone else. I thought he was just being a bit cheerful, because he was, you know, I don't know if he was pissed on this New Year's Eve. So I go to walk over to get in my bus, and he's like, oh, are you in the taxi? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, you can't take us to Bearsco, can you? I said, no, I can't, I'm finished, mate. He's like, yeah, go on, I'll give you 20 quid. I said, well, why would you give me 20 quid? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, well, if you go on the Uber app now, it's going to cost you about 9 quid to go to Bearsco, so why would you give me 20 quid? Obviously thinking he probably works for the council or something. And he's like, well, you know, it's New Year's Eve, innit? And I was like, yeah, it's New Year's Eve. I said, but if you just book it through Uber and then just give the driver a couple of quid tip or give him a £5 tip or something. I said, but if you offer me 20 quid and I take that 20 quid, I'll lose my licence and I'll get fined and everything. And he's like, oh yeah, sound, don't worry about it. I'll go and find another driver. I was like, yeah, you do that. So, similar thing happened last year. Identical place. It was on the other side of the road. Pulled in and a guy comes over because I was waiting for someone. And he's like, all right, mate, so you're going to Burscough? Again, Burscough. So I don't know if the council try and think like, let's try and trick the drivers into Burscough, because why are they all using the exact same destination? And I think he offered me 20 or 30 quid. I think it was 30. He's like, give you 30 quid to go to Burscough. And I was like, you need to book it through the app, mate. I said, I'm waiting for a customer anyway. And he's like, oh, I'll ask her then when she comes over. So she comes over, she gets in, he's like, can I jump in with you, love? I've squared it with the driver. I said, hang on a second. I said, you haven't fucking squared anything with me. I said, I've told you no. I said, it's a booking. And he's like, yeah, but I'll give you 30 quid. I said, I don't want you 30 quid. I said, I'm taking her. She's going to Burscough and he's going to her. Oh, can I jump in with you? And she was like, oh, you have to take her up the drive and all this. I said, no. I said, you're not getting in. I said, book a separate one. But you could tell he was like working for the council. He had like 3 coats on. So he's obviously walking around just trying to find cabs he can jump in and try and blag the driver, you know, and he's standing there with like a wad of money trying to trick people into do it. And I kind of feel bad because there's a lot of drivers who would have come out and they've had a crap night like me, you know, £22-23 for an hour, and someone's waving 30 quid in your face, which for like a 10-minute job. So you can kind of see why people do it, even though it's wrong, you know, and they obviously get caught doing it. But it's because they come out and earn such a crap wage on Uber, and that's obviously why they're falling into this nice easy money trap. So yeah, don't do it. Whatever you do, it's not worth it. Definitely not worth it, especially when you can blatantly tell they're from the council as well. So yeah, that's about it. Other than that, pretty uneventful. Really boring shift. Bearing in mind it's freezing cold. It's 4 degrees. It's raining. It's New Year's Eve, and I'm only on £23 an hour. So yeah, feel free, please comment below and let me know what you've made tonight. Hopefully you've done better than me, but yeah, I know other drivers who have been speaking to and they're having really crap night as well. So I'd be surprised if people have had a good night, to be honest, but hopefully you have. So yeah, that'll be me now for I don't know, to be honest. I'm in absolutely no rush to come out and do another Uber shift. You know, I might have a dabble. Do you know what? It'd be interesting to come out actually on Saturday to do my normal Saturday shift, to see if I'm going to make what I normally make, which is anywhere between £300 and £400. And it'll be interesting to see if it's basically because people are skint, or is it just because people think New Year's crap now and not a lot of people come out. But like, I've been going into the town centre and all the bars are really busy, so it's not like it's a ghost town. Sometimes I'll drive through Ormskirk on a Friday and it's dead, and you think, well, no wonder, you know, I'm not getting any jobs coming through because it's dead. But you know, it all looks busy. So yeah, I don't know what the answer is, other than I know that I've earned 50% less for the same amount of hours than what I did last year on Uber. So says a lot. Is Uber finished? I think it is, to be honest. Especially I've seen some other videos online where I think driver Matty done a video where I think someone was offered £1.90 for a fare. So Uber is now officially cheaper than getting the bus. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.